On the 24th of May 2025, a brand new line was opened in London. Now there's going to be a big debate. Is it underground? Is it not? We'll go to that in just 1 second. But welcome to the Elizabeth line. Now the trains that go underneath London are iconic all over the world and are probably our most watched videos. So we thought the day after it opened, we've got to get down here and come and film the brand new line. Right, it's time to address the elephant in the room, or the train going underneath London. Now this is part of the Crossrail project, which has been going for a long time, cost a lot of money, and it's been delivered a long time late. But do you know what? The trains go underneath the ground. They go under London. So for the sake of this video, and I know a lot of people are going to get very upset, so I'm looking forward to seeing the comments down below. We're going to call this another underground line. So, welcome to the Elizabeth line, the brand new tube line going underneath London. Ha! That's it. That's better. I've said it. I'm done. Now, we've come to Canary Wharf today because what we want to do is take the train that is going. Now, let me explain all to you, because the line is not completely finished. And if you want to go from one side of London to the other, that's east to west or west to east, because that's the way the train runs underneath London, you can't take the full journey without changing trains. But I'll explain more to that a little bit later. So, we've come here to Canary Wharf, and we're going to go to Crossrail Place, and actually it gives us a great chance to walk through this fantastic bridge, which we've done before in other videos. But if you fancy something psychedelic before you get on the train, this is a great place to be. Now, London doesn't get a new underground line. See, I've said it. Better, much better. I think I'm getting used to this. Now, the last underground line that was opened in London was the Jubilee line. And I know there's going to be debate because there wasn't any new lines, there wasn't any new track, and there weren't any new stations. But it was opened in 1979. So you can see why having a brand new railway line going underneath London is quite some big deal. Now the purpose of the line is to get you from one side of the London to the other without having to change. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later. So if you're going from the west of London, you can come in from Reading or alternatively from Heathrow, which I know will be a fantastic thing for so many people coming into the country because Heathrow can be a bit of a pain to get from. It can bring you right through London out the other side, and it can take you to Abbey Wood over in the east, or alternatively you can get to Shenfield. Now the Elizabeth line's got a total of 41 stations, so as you're going through London it's easy to change and therefore connect with trains taking you to all parts wherever you're staying across London. Now the line has been a long time in the making, as it was originally proposed in the 1940s to build a cross-London railway tunnel for the national network. Now the bits out to the west from Heathrow into Paddington and also from Reading into Paddington have been going for some time, as have the other side out from Shenfield into Liverpool Street. The major milestone of the 24th of May is this piece, which goes from Paddington to Liverpool Street Station, which takes you right underneath London. And we're going to get on the train in a minute here at Canary Wharf, and we're going to go under. And I've also timed how quick it takes you to get from one station to another, because if you've used the London Underground or are a regular user, you'll know it takes a long time to get from one place to another, and also you get thrown about. So we'll go and see what the journey is like going between the stations. Now, because it's in different sections, and we'll tell you a bit more about that later, it's expected that the full line will be fully operational by May 2023. And also the original budget, which was £14.8 billion, has risen so far to at least £18.8 billion and is still slightly on the increase. So as you watch this video, it'd be good to see, have we got value for money? Well, don't forget this is sort of day 2 that it's open, so you might have to hold your judgment on that one. Now here we're going down underground to the Elizabeth line at Canary Wharf, so you'll get an idea of how massive the space that they've actually built is. But let me tell you about some of the things that they found while they've been doing the excavations, because it's turned into an archaeological dig. So during the excavation works which took place during the project, it gave archaeologists a valuable opportunity to explore the earth underneath London streets that was previously seen as inaccessible. Over 100 archaeologists found tens of thousands of items from 40 different sites. spanning 55 million years of London's history and prehistory. Whilst you're looking at this ultra-modern station, let me tell you about some of the things they found. They found victims of the Great Plague, a mass grave of 42 skeletons which were found at Liverpool Street Station. They also found 13 skeletons thought to be victims of the Black Death in the 14th century, uncovered 2.5 metres under the road that surrounds the gardens in Charterhouse Square in Farringdon. Moving away from the grim side of things, they also found a Tudor period bowling ball which was found in Stepney Green, medieval ice skates found near Liverpool Street Station, bison and reindeer bones, plus also leather shoes dating back from the Tudor period. I'll tell you more of what they found in just a couple of seconds, but here we're coming down to the platform where the trains will come in and take you either to Paddington or to Abbey Wood. And as you can see, the amount of space is incredible. Also, the signage is fantastic, so there's no chance of you getting lost going in the wrong direction because it is all really crystal clear. Now, above each set of doors you have this. It tells you when the trains are coming, how long they're going to be before they're coming in, and here on the right hand side you can see a moving map which tells you which stations the train is going to stop at, and also what the interconnecting lines are. So it's so easy to travel around on the Elizabeth line. The great news also is that trains run every 5 minutes, as is proved by this board here. So if you miss one, you haven't got long to wait until the next one. Also, it's great to see that all the lines are accessible with lifts being built, so it's got access for everybody. Right, let me explain the map for you. So if you're coming in from Abbey Wood, you can get all the way to Paddington. But then at Paddington, you've got to walk across to get the Crossrail to take you out to Heathrow or to Reading. Now, if you're coming in from Shenfield on the east, you can go to Liverpool Street, but you've got to get off at Liverpool Street to walk to the other part of the Elizabeth line to take the train to Paddington and then change at Paddington. Yeah? Get it? Excellent. I will be giving a little quiz later, and if you get it wrong, you're going to have to watch the whole video again. Sorry. All the new underground stations of the Elizabeth line have these doors, sliding doors, and also these barriers just to make it a lot safer. And also on the floor, as you can see here, if you have accessibility issues, it tells you where to board the train, so it's more level, so you can get on and off a lot easier. Of course, the glass makes it harder to see the trains coming into the station, but here comes one now. Most of the trains operating on this section of the line are 9 carriages long, so there's plenty of space in here. And I know one of the things that many people are worried about is how crowded it's going to be at the start. Can I just say, as you can see from the time, this is about 10:15 in the morning and there's not many people around. The trains have all got drivers, but the whole line has also been built so it can be automated at some point, you know, like the Docklands Light Railway, which has no people driving the trains. One thing I love is the roundels they've done for the Elizabeth line. That's the Canary Wharf one. You'll see the Paddington one a little bit later as well, but they do look smashing with their purple. And just to prove there's no trains and then all of a sudden they all come at once, here comes R1. Now, one of the things I was really interested in is how quickly it gets you from one station to another as compared to the normal underground line. Now, I travel a lot using the underground, as you can guess, so filming all over. So we're going to time it from Liverpool Street across into the West End because that's one of the main routes that I use, and it just gives a sort of a comparison. So it's goodbye to the beautifully clean Canary Wharf station on the Elizabeth line, and let's make a trip to Paddington Station. Now, as you get in, as you can see, there's plenty of space, there's plenty of seats, and also the great thing is you can walk from the back of the train right to the very front, so it's very easy to get through. So if it's crowded down one end, you can walk your way through and find yourself a seat. There's also screens telling you a lot of information, as you can see here, and we'll show you more about that a little bit later, and that's in each of the carriages, so it's really easy to know where you are, where the intersections are, etc. But right, let's find a seat and start our journey. As we leave the Docklands, our next station is Whitechapel, which links nicely with the Hammersmith and City line, which takes you to Barking, and also the District line, which takes you all the way up to Upminster. Now, with the reflections on the windows, it's not that easy to see the station, but we're going to have a grand tour later because I went back on the train and we got off at Tottenham Court Road, so I'm going to show you that in detail a little bit later. But it gives you an idea of the spaciousness just from the windows alone. Now here we are at Liverpool Street, which connects to so many different stations, but also you can get to the Elizabeth line not only from Liverpool Street Station to this station, but also to Moorgate as well. And this is where I started my stopwatch to the different stations. Here, 1 minute 33 seconds after leaving Liverpool Street Station, we're pulling into Farringdon. Now, Farringdon you can get to from Liverpool Street, but you've got to get on either the Circle line or the Hammersmith and City line. And it's a few stops, so it's going to take you a good 10 minutes at least to do that line normally. By the way, the 1 minute 33 is to when the doors opened, so you can see why so many people are going to use the Elizabeth line, because it's a great way of connecting between the different services, but also doing it so quickly as well and conveniently. Our next station is here at Tottenham Court Road. Now, if you want to do that from Liverpool Street, you'd have to jump on the Central line, and it's a rickety old line, and it takes a good 10 to 15 minutes to do. This, all the way, including stopping at Farringdon, took 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Wow! And then you're in the heart of the West End. Yeah, let me say that again. Under 5 minutes from Liverpool Street. Wow! Our next station is nicely titled Opening Soon. It's actually going to be Bond Street Station, and this will be opening later this year, but they're just finishing it off at the moment. And that didn't take much longer either. Actually, that was 7 minutes and 10 seconds to get here from Liverpool Street. So again, to get into the heart of London's West End, it's not going to take that long at all. Now here we're coming to the end part of this journey, which is Paddington Station. From Liverpool Street to Paddington is an absolute faff to do by the old underground, because you've got to grab on the Circle line or the Hammersmith and City line and trundle all the way around, and it takes you a good half an hour to 40 minutes to do. And if you've got suitcases etc, because you're going from one side of London to the other, it's really inconvenient. This has taken us 9 minutes 43 seconds to get to this brand new shiny station here at Paddington. Now, I know the line has only been open for 1 day, but wow, doesn't it look fantastic, and I think it will stay like this for quite some time. But you can see the benefits of the Elizabeth line already. To get from one side of London to the other, this is going to be the way to do it. The other great thing is, as you can see, everything is clearly signed. So if you want to get down to the Bakerloo line, there you go that way, or alternatively up to the mainline station, which we're heading now, then you just follow this. And I love the lighting details as well. And as you can see, other people also had their cameras out and were smiling because they were caught also filming as well. Oh, I love it. Now, as we're coming out of Paddington Station, let me tell you about some other great things that they found underneath London when they were digging it up. They found some Roman coins and a Roman medallion found at Liverpool Street, which was issued to mark the New Year's celebrations in AD 245. Yes, that long ago. And this medallion was only the second ever of its kind to be found in Europe. They also found 2 parts of a woolly mammoth jawbone. They also found the largest piece of amber ever found in the UK, which was discovered at Canary Wharf, and also a Victorian chamber pot found near Stepney Green. Now here we're coming up to the brand new station built specifically for the Elizabeth line here at Paddington, and you can see the space again which has been built, so it can take so many passengers but also not feel like it's cramped and crowded as well. There's a lovely airy feeling as well as you come out from the station here with all the natural light coming through, and this brickwork looks really effective as well. And I know it's got a term and someone's going to let me know in the comments, but it also looks quite effective. And there's the lift going down, so if you need to be able to access the station and you're in a wheelchair or you need some help, then it's nice and easy to do so. Now, if you're loving this video and it's giving you a great tour of the Elizabeth line, then please do us a favour and hit the like button, because that will share this video with more people so they can love London as well. And as we reach the top of the escalators, the great thing is you're then almost into Paddington Station, and you're right in the heart of being able to get off to the West Country. So it really does make your journey nice and easy. Now when I got up to Paddington, I turned around, jumped back onto the Elizabeth line and wanted to go to Tottenham Court Road. But I thought, let's have a look and see the information that they are sharing on these screens which are in each of the carriages. Now it's great because actually, to save you looking up on a mobile phone or anywhere else, they've got all this information up on screen for you. I also wanted to share with you the noise levels, and also you can see from the way that the camera is operating how smooth the journey is, but also how quiet it is as well. And if you've experienced the London Underground, the screeching and the clattering as it goes through the tunnels, you can tell how much smoother and quieter this journey is on the Elizabeth line. And I love this bit, so if you're interchanging at some point on the line, you can see how the service is working on the other parts of the line and the network as well. And then the information goes full loop to tell you where you're going and what your next station will be after. Now here's the map, and it shows you on the map here as well the two stations at Liverpool Street and Paddington, and a little man walking between the two. So if you've got to do those changes that we talked about earlier in the video, it's just a little reminder. Of course, from May 2023, everything will be sorted. The other great thing as well is if you're having to do the interchange, there are so many people around employed on the Elizabeth line to show you which direction to go in. Now let's have a look at one of the fantastic new stations, and here we got off at Tottenham Court Road because I wanted to change to the Central line. Now if you're getting out at Tottenham Court Road and you want to go out to street level, I'd recommend going to the Dean Street exit. That is right in the middle of Oxford Street and where it meets Dean Street, and also it takes you to Soho, which, as you'll know from videos that we've covered in the past, is a fantastic area to go to for all sorts of great places to eat and great things to see around the area as well. Now the amazing thing here is just look how much space has been built onto the platforms for the passengers. There's loads of it. If you compare the space here to some of the underground platforms that you might go on other tube lines, this is going to be so much more relaxing way to travel around London. Now information is definitely the name of the game, because here you've got your train times between stations. So you can see Farringdon was 3 minutes away, Liverpool Street was 6 minutes away, although we've timed it different, and Paddington is only 5 minutes away as well. But also it shows you the routes, so you can go down all the way to how long it takes you to get to Heathrow from here, which is 43 minutes, which is not bad at all. Now, a couple of words of warning. As you can see, the trains do not start that early or finish that late, so you've got to be really, really mindful if you're going to catch the line. And also, the most important thing to bear in mind is that there is no service at all on this line currently on a Sunday. This means if you're travelling on a Sunday, it's back to the old underground routes. And just look how long this platform is. What's incredible is not much happens on the underground in the way of new development for a long time, and then within a year you get the new branch line over at Battersea Power Station, plus also you get the Elizabeth line as well. So well and truly treated in a short space of time. And how about this as you're walking through? And what you're seeing all lit up with the neon, which is this, is all the adverts are lit up. Wow, doesn't this look different? Also, as you go through the tunnel to make your exit, you've got all these totem poles, and the reason for that is they've all got uplighters, so they shine the lights off the top of the roof so it bounces round and isn't harsh at all. So come on, I'd love to know, what are your thoughts on the new Elizabeth line, taking passengers underneath London from one side to the other in record times? What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, how much easier is this going to be for families from travelling from one side of London to the other, especially if you've got big pushchairs that you need to use? So a fantastic line, a really smooth journey, a quiet journey, and really fast. But my only downside would be that they've built Wi-Fi into the tunnels and the new network on the new Jubilee line. That's the bit that goes from Stratford all the way to Westminster, but they haven't done it here in the brand new tunnels. Maybe it's to come, but hey, first world problems, I suppose. So I hope you've enjoyed our journey. We're now at Tottenham Court Road, which is right by Soho, so it seems perfect to leave you with a video up in the top right hand corner of our visit to Soho and some of the great things that you can do over there. So if you click on that video, I'll see you in there.